Hey everybody, we are the Jersey Comic Crew, bringing you the news and reviews of all your favorite comic books, movies, and TV shows.
Man, you did that so good. I'm proud of you.
Thank you. As always, I am Chris Heller, and with me is...
Rob Moran. Yeah, I'm not Santa. I'm relaxed, but I know him.
Do you?
Mm-hmm.
You sure?
Yeah.
Another imaginary friend in your toolbox?
You think I keep friends in toolboxes?
Imaginary ones.
No, they have a house.
You stole a dollhouse, didn't you?
They have a house on a farm. Everybody's dogs are in the backyard.
Yeah.
It's a lot of dogs.
You have a very...
It's a lot of maintenance. The amount of dog food you need to keep all those dogs. My imaginary friends, they keep running back into the store. The store is like 2 blocks from the house, so it's not too bad. Though Grandma gets a little walk, she gets to walk.
It's going to be okay. We're going to get you help.
Help!
We're going to get you help.
Please! Her name's Winifred.
Winifred? What?
I didn't make up the name.
Winifred?
But I did.
What the hell's Winifred? That's a name?
She's the old lady, the groundskeeper for the imaginary friend house.
She's racist, too.
No, she's very nice.
Winifred sounds like a racist name.
There's no racism in my imaginary house.
Now that's a very good imagination right there.
There you go.
But anyway, I'm going to bypass all of that.
Yes, today, guys, we have it's New Comic Book Day.
Yeah.
So we're going to talk about 5 of the new comics that are coming out this week that we are really excited for.
Yes.
So first off, Chris, what's out?
We're talking Doomsday Clock, number 12. There's kind of a theme for this entire thing.
Clocks?
Well, no. Well, yes, actually, technically, yes. But every comic you're going to see in this preview is the ending of major storylines.
Bong.
So Doomsday Clock number 12, finally here. The fight between Dr. Manhattan and Superman will finally be here.
So we know this comic has been going on for a while and he's taken a lot of big breaks.
Yes.
So before you read this, there's only 12 issues. It's Watchmen crosses over with the DC universe.
Yes.
Very pivotal. It's going to change the fabric and status quo of DC as we know it.
Yes.
Or at least it's supposed to.
Mm-hmm.
So it's been written by Jeff Johns, right?
Yeah, Jeff Johns wrote it. Gary Frank with the amazing artwork.
Read it.
A lot of questions that are. It's going to be a big issue.
I can't
probably
wait.
about $5 or $6.
I think I'm going to read all the issues before I read this one.
You probably should reread the entire series because it's been on those like month and a half hiatuses.
I forgot this was a thing.
Yeah, and we're finally at the last issue coming out. So this is a really big issue. Definitely recommend our number one to pick up this week is the end of Doomsday Clock.
Moving on, guys. That's right. Batman Last Night on Earth. This is with the creative team of Greg Capullo and Scott Snyder. Arguably one of the best creative teams that have done Batman. This is set in a post-apocalyptic world where Batman essentially has to save the universe again. Think of it like Old Man Logan, but Batman style.
Yeah.
He got his body reborn. We see Atlantis was destroyed. We saw Themyscira was destroyed. And now in this one, we know Omega reigns supreme. So Omega is the being that runs this post-apocalyptic world. And on last issue, we saw Bane and Scarecrow in a weird hybrid.
And Joker's head's in a vial.
Oh, yeah, that's probably the coolest thing. Joker's head's in a vial, and he might be the key
like
to stopping everything.
Style.
Yes. So we know that this is going to be the ultimate book. Can Batman save the world? Can he turn it around? This is part of DC's Black Label, so you know it's going to be dark. You know it's going to be gory, and you know it's going to be a great time.
I like that our logo looks like it's a part of the covers.
Subliminal messaging. Moving on, Chris. What's next?
Batman 85. This is the finale of Tom King's run on Batman.
See, extra size epic finale.
Yes. This is the end of the City of Bane story arc.
What for people who don't know? City of Bane was what?
Literally, Bane takes over Gotham,
there we go.
And all the villains are running everything.
That's all you need to know.
So Batman is back. He's fighting his father. This is the massive epic conclusion, which will lead into the Batman / Catwoman 12-issue Max series by Tom King and Clayman. This will be the last Tom King Batman comic before it goes to James Tynion.
And don't worry, guys. You know a lot of these books are ending. And be sure to expect a video, at least on, if not all of these, some of these, about the full run. So that way we tell you what exactly happened in there, why you should read it, and why it was such a fun time.
Yeah, no, you should definitely pick this one up. Regardless of how you may or may not. I know a lot of people may like Tom King. A lot of people don't.
This is a fun book.
You should definitely expect this issue to be something pretty crazy. So,
moving on, guys. The King himself, King Thor issue 4 is coming out. The sun has gone black. Midgard's not too far behind. It's up to King Thor to rally up with, as you can see in the cover, a lot of familiar faces, Thor and Thor, to save the universe. It's been such a fun read. And this is the ultimate end to Jason Aaron's run in Thor. So if you like what you were reading before, this is perfect. And even if you haven't read his run for some reason, like you died and you just came back to life, read King Thor.
You died and just came back to life?
Yeah, they died. What if that person died? They didn't read Thor. They were like, oh, what should I read? Read King Thor. It's fantastic.
You should. Like you said, it's the end of Jason Aaron's run.
The art's fantastic.
It's fantastic. This is the last issue of Jason Aaron's Thor run that he's been doing for years. This is the culmination and obviously the celebration of that entire run. Brought back the God Butcher. He's going to bring back all the Thors from every timeline. It's going to be awesome.
Real quick, for people who don't know, before we move on, what is the God Butcher?
Thor the God Butcher. He is like the malice of the universe. He sucks all the evil and bad, and he literally kills gods.
There you go.
So
his name says what he does.
Yeah, it's awesome.
All right, guys. Wrapping up the last book that we were anticipated for, which you already know. Maybe next time we should do question marks. Ooh,
I like that one.
Maybe
yeah, we should do that.
That's more editing for me, but we'll do it because
that's actually more for me. But
well, we'll figure it out. Maybe
it's less actually. It's easier.
Yeah, just question marks.
Yeah, that's
and then you just review.
I like that. Yeah, I would think we should do that. Yeah.
All right. Anyway,
next time.
Yeah, you see some behind the scenes stuff here at Jersey Comic Crew, and that's why we want to develop with you. And speaking of developing, Star Wars series that has been developing forever. Yes. There's no new book coming out. Go ahead.
Yeah, so Star Wars Empire Ascendant is a one-shot.
Yes.
It is a one-shot that ends the Star Wars story. Meaning, so the current Star Wars book has been right after Episode 4.
Mm-hmm.
This is leading up to Episode 5. So this book is basically the Rebels getting to Hoth right before Empire Strikes Back starts. And there will be a new Star Wars #1 in 2020.
Okay, cool.
Which will be right after Empire Strikes Back.
Nice.
So they're basically doing the books that fill in the gap between the original series. So this is going to end that original Star Wars book that is right after 4. This is leading right up to the movie of 5. So you could pretty much read that, watch the movie, and then read the new book in 2020, which is pretty cool.
That sounds awesome.
Yeah.
So, guys, those were our top 5 picks. Please, in the comments down below, let me know, and let Chris know, let everybody know.
Let us know
what your most anticipated book is. Are you reading any of these? If you're not, and now you're going to pick it up, why? And let me know. Chris, out of these 5, what is your most anticipated? Like the one, know, it's at the top of your list. You're going to read this first.
Hands down, Doomsday Clock 12.
Nice.
Doomsday Clock 12, I think, is not only is it a great book, the series has been phenomenal. As we were reading it, we reviewed a bunch of them.
Mm-hmm.
It's Jeff Johns, so you know it's going to be good. It has so much riding on this book.
Okay.
The effects of the DC Universe, some of the questions with the Flash and Wally West, who has a miniseries right now, and questions of the Button and you know, the comedian's alive again, and all this stuff. How is this going to affect the DC Universe going forward? How is this going to affect the Watchmen universe going forward?
And we know that the Watchmen universe is in pop culture front of the people's mind because of the HBO series.
Amazing show.
Everything Watchmen going around right now makes sense for a lot of folks. For me, it is going to be Batman Last Night #3.
Also great.
I'm loving it.
Yep.
And with both of those series, I have to read them before I read the last issue.
Mm-hmm.
So reading 2 books before the last one versus reading 11 sounds a little easier. So that's what I'm going to do.
Well, also, I believe, if I recall, this is the last Snyder Capullo Batman for a very long time.
Yes, it is.
This is going to be
end of an era.
Their coup de grace. This is their big hurrah. Kind of like a little Christmas present right before Christmas. You pick up these comics. So yeah, I think both of those books are going to be very huge. I'm very interested, especially how, Doomsday Clock has been delayed so much.
It has.
I wonder how that's affected the other line of books and the other big stories that DC's wanted to tell. If it affects it, like they're waiting for this to end and they're like, all right, now 2020, we're going to jump. Because we know how Marvel's done it, right? Like, there's a lot of new creative teams in 2020 from Marvel that's going to jump on. So let's see how DC does the same thing with kind of how Doomsday Clock's going to affect
a new decade,
the rest
a new start.
Of this entire DC universe.
All right, guys, that wraps up this little video from the Jersey Comic Crew. Thank you so much for tuning in.
Thank you.
Let us know if you like this content and if you want more of it because, we like doing it. As always, I'm Rob Moran.
And I'm Chris Heller.
And we'll see you next time.
JerseyComicCrew.podbean.com.